Hey everyone, welcome to my channel on this cold fall Canadian morning. It's so cold we have frost on the grass and I'm wearing two sweatshirts. But enough about that, let's get into this baby. This is the GEPRC Cinebot30. Yes, Cinebot. And it comes in so many different configurations that there will be a configuration out there for you. And the price is reasonable. Let me tell you the configurations. I have to use my cell phone because I'm going to forget them all. So the first one you have is the Vista Nebula Pro. That's what this one is over here. That's the model I have because I really like the Vista camera and the system all designed around it, which is DJI and everybody else. Then you have the RunCam Link Wasp, which I reviewed recently. That's a very good digital camera. Then if you want an analog drone, they do make it an analog, so you can get the analog version. And finally, with the brand new Walksnail, they have the Walksnail Avatar version and the receivers that go inside this little baby. It's all the way from plug and play, all the way down to Crossfire, ELRS, FR Sky. There's a whole pile of receivers. You have to check the website. It's really, really good. Like, there's a model in here for you. Now, two cool things about this, besides all those models, it comes in a 4S battery version or a 6S version. I have the 6S version because I always find 6S gives you a little bit more flight time. Speaking of flight time, they do say you can get up to 12 minutes of flight time with the correct configuration. My configuration that I have here is not going to get me 12 minutes because I'm going to put a camera up front and I'm going to put even a larger battery than this when I go fly it. But it does have something everybody's going to love. Watch when I plug this in. It's got an LED light all around the rim. Like, I'm standing in the sun, but you can see it. It's very bright. So you can have that light on when you're flying. And for something like this little Cinewhoop, when it's flying, it looks really cool with that light on it, especially in lower light situations. And that light is controlled by a switch on your radio, and I'll show you that later, turning it on and off. Another feature many will like is the aircraft aluminum up front to protect the digital camera or analog camera that comes with the drone you buy. As well, the flight controller inside is a very modern F7 flight controller, the latest technology. Since it goes 4S and 6S, you will need an XT60 battery connector to connect to this. It does have a really cool antenna and the range is really good. Mine has the 2450 kV 1804 motors, and I find they're perfectly matched for this size of drone, especially when you add a lot of weight to the top. Like if you want to put a full-size GoPro or something, it's not designed for that. They recommend, you know, like maybe a DJI Action, an Instago 2, a lot of naked cameras. I'm sure this could fly with a full-size GoPro if you wanted to. You're going to get less flight time, but it would still work, and I think it would still give you performance. And that's all because the motors are very powerful, and it does have 3-inch props, and it's extremely well tuned. Another thing I noticed right out of the box is the shock absorbing system up top. Normally on all drones you buy that are like Cinewhoops or whatever, they're all a little bit of plastic in it, like there's a plastic nubby that goes inside to hold everything together. Here it's all aircraft aluminum that is sitting holding the top portion to the bottom portion, so if you crash, that's not breaking off at all. And of course everything's carbon fiber, but the prop guards, all this stuff here is a type of plastic. It's supposed to be indestructible plastic. I don't know, I haven't crashed it enough to know if that's true, but even if you lost the prop guard, it would still work because it doesn't need them. The prop guards are only there because it's a Cinewhoop, although they call this a Cinebot. Now, since I have the Nebula Vista version, you can use it with the DJI 1 or 2 goggles currently. So I actually brought out my version 1 goggles, which are pretty old, and it works perfect with that. I can see really clearly. And of course, it's digital. Since I asked for no receiver in mine and I asked for plug and play, I just used the DJI FPV controller and it works great. Range with this kind of setup and the model I have is probably about 4 kilometers. I'll put what that is in miles below. That's line of sight, nothing blocking my transmission with the drone flying in front of me. All right, I got the little glowies on, not much more to say. So let's go take it for a flight right now. I'll put a hat cam on and I'm just going to hover it to test out the stability. Then we'll take it for a true flight. Here we go. So I'm going to take this for a flight right now, and I'm just going to hover it right behind me. When I say hover, it means I'm going to fly it without the goggles and just keep it really close to me so I can see how it flies. I flew this in my basement. It flies really well. I've got an 850 battery on it. I do not have a camera up top, but that's about it. So I'm just going to plug this in and we'll get going. The light should come on. There we go. We have a beautiful light happening here. Hopefully you can see it in there. I do like the light, and I can turn the light off. I don't know if I showed this before, but I have a switch over here that I've assigned to the light. Let me see if I could do this with my hands. Light on, light off, light on, light off. So that uses a little bit of battery power, and that conserves battery power. Pretty cool, eh? There we go. So the drone is down there. Hit the arm switch. Very quiet. Can you hear it? Here, I'm gonna get close. Let's see how noisy it is when it goes up. I know there's planes flying around and they make a lot of noise, RC planes, but we'll see. Let's take it up. Very easy to control. Yeah, this is super easy. It's super well tuned for sure. Look at this, it just sits there. Very well tuned. All right, so that means I could flick it to the right, flick it to the left, bring it back to me, and bring it forward over to my little camera way over there. Let's see if I can bring it down there, put it in the back of my Jeep, and then bring it back to me. Yeah. So the reason I do this little test of the hover test like this is because if you have a drone that can hover with minimal, I mean minimal joystick inputs that I'm doing here, that means it is super well tuned, and when you fly it, it's going to be a dream. So I'm looking forward to flying this. I wonder if I can put it up in the air, kill it, and catch it. There we go, got it. There we go. Normally I only do that with little tiny drones, but this one here is just so nice. First flight, we have the DJI action camera up front and a very large 6S 1050 milliamp hour LiPo battery. Plug this in, power it on. Woohoo, the lights come on, we're all good. All right, ready for a flight. All right, first flight over the frosty grass, and I'm gonna fly in acro mode. So here we go. Sounds pretty quiet from here. Here we go. Keep it low to the ground. I just want to see what this little frosty grass looks like and then come back into the sun. Woohoo! This is my world this morning. It's pretty chilly out here. Let's go over this way. So this little guy is designed to fly low and slow if you wish, and this is what I'm doing. Here's the guys out with the planes. Somebody's taking a plane out there. Oh, it's cold to be flying a plane. Come on back over to me. Look at how slow I can fly this. It has a ton of weight on it, but no problem flying it slow. Wow. I love Cinewhoops that you can fly slow. No issues there. All right, let's just go a little farther away. Go this way, go under the power lines. City hates it when I chop their power lines. And come this way. Let's give it a little bit of speed now. There we go. And let's try some little flips. There's a plane down there. Nice slow flip of the world. That's awesome. I don't think it's fast enough to chase a plane. I could be wrong. Let's see which way is this guy facing. He's facing that way. So there's his plane up there. Well, actually this plane is not very fast, so you could conceivably chase it. It's not a fast plane. Like, I'm overtaking it as it is. So that's pretty good. Here we go, I can go under it. Yeah, that's a Cirrus, it looks like. He looks like he's flying a Cirrus. Yeah, one of the older models. Very nice. All right, see you plane. I'm going back this way. This drone is just too much fun to be chasing planes at the moment. Come down here. Oh, I just passed it. There's a drone there. I just saw a drone as I went past, right over here. Do you see it? I know the sun's there, but right here. Look at it. You can see it up in the sky. Whoa, I almost hit it. There it is right there. Whoa! That's a DJI FPV drone. That's Peter flying that. He's a little bit of a maniac. All right, let's get away from Peter. All right, let's go back this way through the trees. So now you're probably all wondering watching this, is this drone any good? Well, it's so nimble, it's so agile, I have no problems flying it as I'm going here. I just have to go through objects and miss them. If you have this drone, you can fly it low and slow. I do have the camera pointing quite a bit up because I was expecting to fly really, really fast. But even at slow speeds with the camera pointing up, it's quite usable. Like, there's no issues whatsoever. So let's see if I could just glide it through. Normally when my camera's pointing up, it's harder to go through objects because I'm looking up at the objects. It's better when it's pointing straight forward, but yeah. You saw how easy I went through that. Anybody can do that. That's nothing. Oh, there's a human over there. You know me and humans and drones. I stay away from them because humans are unpredictable. Range on this obviously is extremely far. I'm flying around the field, have no issues. Here comes a car, so I'm going to get away from that. Go over this way. Back over here. If you live in an area where you have a large park, you could definitely fly around the entire park. My battery voltage, no issues. I don't see anything coming in my display. It shows everything as A-OK. It says you can fly for 12 minutes on a battery. You know, if you don't have a camera on it or anything else, but I've got the weight of the camera and I've got the weight of the big battery, so obviously I'm not going to get 12 minutes, but you're going to get an awfully long flight time. There's our plane again. Make sure we don't crash into anybody who's walking along the paths here. No problem there. Go over here through these trees. Go over that one. There's some little footsteps, so somebody's been walking this morning, probably with a dog, down this way. See all the frost? Chilly. All right, let's bring it down over by me. Right around. Oh, there's a camera over there, so let's put it over by that camera, right over here. Right in front of the camera and going down. Blink, right there. All right, back to me. So that was pretty cool. Now, the next thing I want to show you is what you get in the box if you buy this little baby. So check this out. This is the box the CINEBOT30 comes in. These are the features of the drone I used in this video. Opening the box, you'll find the drone and the accessories. You'll notice that the drone is shrink wrapped. Holding the CINEBOT in my hands, I can tell it's very well constructed with carbon fiber top and bottom. Here you can see the LEDs are placed inside the prop guard frame. And speaking of the frame, here I am trying to bend it and it is extremely solid. The entire CINEBOT30 has a low profile so it can fit through small spaces. Accessories in the box include information on the included pilot's camera, as well as the flight controller. There's also a product support card, GEPRC stickers, and a quick start guide, which is very nice. Other items included would be a USB cable, spare HQ props, as well as a spare battery strap, battery power cables, spare screws, Allen wrench, battery grip, antenna covers, GEPRC keychain. Total weight of the drone without any type of battery is 220 grams. All right, now my final thoughts on the CINEBOT30 in comparison with all the other drones I've been flying in my life. I will say this is extremely finely tuned. Anybody who buys this from beginner to pro is not going to have any complaints with this drone. It's really good. And the awesome thing is you can get it in any configuration. Whatever radio you have, you know, in the RC hobby, whatever goggles you have in the RC hobby, then there's probably a version that's going to work with what you have for your gear. So that's why it's really good. I can see an awful lot of people buying this for the Christmas season. So with all that said, I'm going to put links below. Go check it out. As I mentioned, for the technology you get, the price is quite reasonable. So with all that said, hope you enjoyed this video. If you have questions on this drone, just post them below and I'll get back to you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and I'll catch you in a future review with many more cool drones like this one. But this one's a keeper for me. I like this one. All right, catch you in the next one. Bye.